morning, all you beautiful people. Welcome back to the international main event. It is day 4 in sunny Seattle. Come on out to the Key Arena. There's an enormous broadcast screen outside, and you can join in on all the action live. And today, things heat up, as every single match today is one of elimination. Team Liquid versus Empire, OG versus LGD, and of course, another match with Virtus Pro, the team that had a oh so painful loss in the upper bracket to LFY, an extremely tense one, and of course, hopefully, foreboding of the matches to come. I'm Day 9, I'm joined by Ake, Merlini, and PPD, and before we even begin talking about the matches, Ake, this is a very special shirt you're wearing today.
This is
something
shirt.
magical.
You can see Io here, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. We have the cats and Merlini on Casual Thursday. Oh, nice. PPD as well. We got the Dota representing.
I missed the memo.
I like to have an extraordinary level of professionalism with this tie, PPD.
You look nice.
Oh, thank you, PPD. That feels nice coming from a guy who dresses so beautifully as you. I love the white suit yesterday. Preacher PPD.
Preacher PPD.
Preacher PPD. Getting the 2K jungler out of you. Now, guys, I got to ask, what was the highlight match for you yesterday?
I think it's obvious that it's the last game.
Yes.
The steals from Afu, the Eggy steal, the team fights, and it's probably the game that was the most close as well. I think the other series was quite one-sided in a way.
Oh, you think the newbie IG series was one-sided?
I think, as we spoke about after the second game, that the reason why newbie lost was because they picked the Drow and Visage into the Lich. So I think it was quite one-sided, even though it was the only series that actually went to game 3.
Excluding that one drafting mistake.
Yeah.
The gameplay, in the middle, throughout the game, all things equal, felt like Newbie was a much stronger team than IG. But LFY is the team that really turned up yesterday, and they've been my pick all along, and they proved it again against VP.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's an important thing that it's easy to overlook with games that involve LFY. That last game with Virtus Pro was unbelievable. LFY did these beautiful chases. Virtus Pro had the lead in net worth essentially until the last few minutes of the game. But the first game was pretty quick. 26-minute match against Virtus Pro, and a lot of the games with LFY have been like that. There's been some close matches. They've even lost a game here or there, but most of the time they just sweep really, really quickly.
Well, they've been playing as a team a lot, and we talked about Super playing very, pushing heroes yesterday. He was playing the Pugna in the...
Pugna Death Prophet?
Yeah, Pugna Death Prophet. So they're looking to end games pretty early and take objectives, and when it doesn't work out, they have this extraordinary sense of the game, and they still manage to win. It just, if they're losing a game and they don't win the early game, it takes them 60 minutes, but when they're winning, they just win in 20.
And even aside from that, Inflame on the Nature's Prophet, too. They found this formula that works for them. Monet on the super hard carry, Super on a building hitter, and then Inflame on the Nature's Prophet. And they crushed VP in 15 minutes, so I'm not too surprised to see them 2-0 after considering the group stage results. But still, those were great games. I loved those.
That game was amazing. I was screaming watching it on an iPad. Oh, my God. And Purge, I understand you have some of the match footage from that VP game.
I do, yeah. It was a pretty amazing game. And there's some very small nuanced things that I wanted to look at. Now, watching Dota is mostly exciting because of the fact that you can see the small things that change and adjust the overall outcome of the game. Sometimes it's harder to see, sometimes it's more obvious, like a giant green specter cutting you in half. Increasing death timer is giving you time to do things on the map. The first fight that VP had that really gave them the advantage was this one here against Faceless Void. It was a hard to catch. He had a Lincoln Sphere, which blocks a spell every 13 seconds, and they're able to glimpse him back towards their team. But the thing that LFY is looking to do is land a big Chronosphere on many heroes. They only grab one support here, which allowed VP to actually chase and try to get kills on the backline. Ultimately, this ended up being 4 kills for them, and they got a dieback out of the Nature's Prophet. So it was a huge advantage, even though the Lycan almost died. The crucial moment was stunning the Faceless Void despite his BKB and despite his Lincoln Sphere, and again, cutting him in half. That is what gave VP this gold advantage that allowed them to finally push high ground. And the big fight that everybody's seen by now is this one here. Now, they had just initiated on the Viper. Viper was in a lot of trouble, and Void was as well. His Lincoln Sphere, though, 2 seconds away from coming off cooldown, and his BKB is up. Now, you guys remember the epicenter coming in from Sand King to the northwest. He jumps in and goes on the Faceless Void. But the crucial thing is that he's able to get his BKB off on time. But it wasn't because the Burrow Strike was too late. it's because his Lincoln Sphere came off cooldown at just the right time, actually. If you see the small animation coming in, that's a Rod of Atos. He's trying to break the Lincoln Sphere, but he's 2 seconds too early. And right after that, Thunderstrike hits on top, trying to break the Lincoln Sphere. VP goes in thinking that it's time to fight the Faceless Void, but because they slightly mistimed the Lincoln Sphere, he doesn't get stunned there. They don't cut him down, and VP doesn't win that fight, getting their second racks and probably winning the game. Very small moment, but that is exactly why VP lost that fight.
And it's amazing how quickly LFY was able to punish it. It wasn't just that he was able to get the chrono off. It's the immediate follow-up from AA, the coordination with the rest of the team. I mean, just incredible.
It's just also amazing, as like Perch is saying, that like these small things can just make the difference from winning. Like if they would actually been able to kill the Void, maybe they would have won the game. But now they lost instead. And it's like these small things that makes the difference from the best player and like almost the best player.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a huge multiplier that represents your skill level where, you know, if you're a weak player and your opponent makes a mistake, maybe you'll get them to half health. If you're an amazing team and your opponents make a mistake, you can win the entire game. I mean, the fact that everyone punishes in those small windows so fast.
You think that was all skill? Maybe not a little bit of, VP getting unlucky?
I think it's not unlucky. I think it's like they, I don't know how to put it. It's like they know that the Lincolns was popped before.
Yeah.
They're trying to pop it, but then they still go for it. So they're kind of like taking a chance in a way, I would say. But
Yeah, it was tough.
A little
Like
unlucky.
19
It is
seconds
unlucky,
out of
but
20.
they actually try to pop it, but they see it's not popping. So
Is that the cooldown of Lincoln's?
Isn't it 20
I
seconds?
think it's shorter.
Lincoln is 13, I think.
13 seconds.
13 seconds. Purge, 13 seconds on Lincoln Sphere.
I don't.
All right, we get the nod from Purge.
All right, so 12 out of 13 seconds.
He is essentially the Liquipedia. We give him all the information. Excellent.
He's great.
You know, so one of the things that, that you brought up about it is that unlucky. I feel like it's one of those things where every team is going to make some mistakes at some point. And technically, yes, you can click on, you can know the exact cooldown based upon when the timer went off. But things always get a little warped when you're on there in the pressure, in the moment.
Especially here at TI on the main stage.
I would imagine so.
The crowd was going pretty crazy at that point.
Yeah. It was.
and it's probably just gonna get worse and worse with like these things. Like when you get closer and closer to getting to hold the like Aegis, the nerfs is gonna get to you, and you're gonna make more mistakes.
Yeah. Sometimes the finals isn't always like the best Dota because teams are so nervous, and they just play with a little bit of anxiety.
Yes.
Well, at this point, we're still quite a ways away from the grand finals of TI7. Taking a look at the brackets, you'll see that we have 3 matches that we're going to be doing today from TI. We also have the All-Star match that will be happening today, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But Team Liquid, one of the teams that performed brilliantly in groups, one of the teams that many people thought would perform well, though they fell down to lowers. They fought a very tense series versus Team Secret to advance, going up against Team Empire that seems as confident as ever. And since that's the first match, I want to begin talking a little bit about who do you think has the edge?
I think all of these 3 series that are going to be played today are going to be one of the most even games. As I said before, the series yesterday was a bit one-sided. I think the series today is going to be the opposite. I think we can go for 2-1 in almost all of these games.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical on the Liquid Empire setup. I'm like, I guess you need to believe in resolution. You did the same thing with DC last year, right? DC was like the underdogs in every single match they played at TI6, yet they managed to get to the finals. And I think Empire's in a similar boat, a little bit different of a team makeup, but it's resolution at the helm carrying the team. So I'm excited to see how far he can take them, but I still think it's hard for me to say they're not the underdogs.
I think that's might be a good thing for them, though. Like, all the favorites are in the lower bracket or already out of the tournament, at least what we probably thought going in. None of us put these Chinese teams up in the top, and VP's also in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, I guess you'd have to say Empire is now the underdog of the tournament.
Definitely the dark horse.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look at the brackets of the 6 invites to TI, 5 are still remaining. So, I mean, it's a lot of the teams that people have been looking to do well have eventually gotten here to top 8.
I think Liquid's probably, if I was in Liquid's position, I think I would be happy that I was playing Empire. I don't think they expected to be playing Empire. Maybe they're a little afraid of the momentum, but being able to play like a team that you viewed as like a weaker team to get into like what are they playing for, top 6 at this point?
Yes. And also, if you look at all of the other teams that are left, then, as I said, I think probably Empire is the best opponent for them to play.
Now, before we get this day underway at the main event, we want to have a little bit of fun before we step to the tense matches. So Casey got the chance to have some of the players draw some art of their favorite heroes.
Welcome to Draw That Hero. You guys can clap. You can pick any hero you want, pick something and interpret it to the best of your abilities, however you want. What hero would you like to attempt to draw today?
Me?
That's you. We're talking to you.
I select Shadowfiend.
Slark.
Monkey King. I make faces for it.
You may use anything on that tray. 3 minutes starts
3 minutes? What?
now.
I'm ready.
Go.
Let's go.
Maybe a bowl? Is he in the bowl? Is he in the grand scheme of things?
Oh, it could be actually.
画3个天界在头上。
不是画2个头就好了。
你画画比川哥还有。
Dude, he's actually good.
Dang, son, you're good at this. Is he being helpful?
No, they're not supporting at all.
That's good.
It's awesome. That is good.
He can't even draw straight
Did you break it?
No, it was break already.
Is he better at Dota or art?
Maybe art.
他是一个被多塔耽误的画家。
What? No!
It's just a fat faceless boy if you look at it, you know?
30 seconds.
GG.
You can't GG this.
Definitely a dire tower.
Wow.
Okay, actually, I'm done. 可以了吧？
Shut up. How would you rate your work?
I think it's not too far-fetched to say this is potentially some of my best work yet.
满分，1分不能再多。
1 out of 10. 9 out of 10? Teammates, do you agree?
I mean, it looks even better than Shadow Fiend. It's like a tower, you know?
Yeah.
It's bigger than a Shadow Fiend.
Tower Fiend.
Tower Fiend.
Dear God, what was your approach?
I just draw a hammer as the head,
Yeah, you did.
and yeah, then I just try my best.
You feel proud? Feel good?
Yeah, kind of actually.
Casey, we got to get some close-ups. We got to see the art. It looks like a lot of these players peaked in kindergarten, and I'm excited to hear your artistic analysis.
You know, it's funny you say that because I was discussing with Myron behind the camera this morning where we were meant to go. And he's like, where are we going? I said, you know, where they're all the art that the players did. And he went, art? I said, it looks like kids drew it. And he's like, oh, got it. I've seen those. For example, a lot of people decided to take credit for their work. Others threw coaches under the bus. I don't even know what that is. Guys, we had you gather around for a reason. What do you think of this amazing art?
It's beautiful. Like this one, I think it's an elephant. It's awesome.
I think it's supposed to be Batrider.
No, it's the new hero from Valve. It's gonna go out this afternoon.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Yeah, obviously.
Fabulous. What did you guys think? What's your favorite piece on this wall?
Probably the Tide Hunter. I really like the coloring. They really kept it within the lines for most of it, you know, it's quite...
They did?
I mean, for the most part, you can see it here, it's inside, it's quite creative. It's got the yellow eye, they changed up the colors a little bit, you know. It's good art, you know.
These are very kind. What did you guys think?
I really like Min 1 Shadow Fiend. It really looks really nice. You can tell it's Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. Do any of you think you could draw these heroes better than the players? Anyone?
No.
You guys think this is the best we can all do?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Well, all right, there you have it. The best of the best from your professional Dota 2 players. I think we got to start drawing, guys. I think we can practice and we can come together. Sean, what do you think? We can get like a panel art together?
Are you kidding me? These need to be the next Arcana. You need to have these playable in-game. If I could get Batrider to look like that thing.
Tower Fiend?
Oh my God.
No, then we'll vote on it. It'll be 50-50 and it'll get really close down to 8,000 votes and it'll be a big mess.
Pudge will somehow win again.
Yeah, that's right.
Either way, charming. Ah.
I'm actually super bad at drawing as well, so I actually thought it was quite good.
Yeah, no, I mean,
was pretty good.
The Shadow Fiend was pretty good. Tide Hunter, I'm not too sure about.
You could tell who he was.
It was green.
The Batrider was awesome.
No, the Tide Hunter looked
great.
like Pac-Man, and the ghost from Pac-Man had some sort of ugly baby. Oh my God, it was awful.
The Batrider would be a great graphic tee.
It would.
It would.
It would. Oh my gosh.
Someone cheated and did IO. IO is just like a ball. They wanted to select the easiest one. That's what I do whenever people are trying to ask me to draw here. Mine looks like a scrambled egg, though.
Now, if any of you haven't seen this, if you ever find Slacks around here and ask him to sign something, he does little drawings. I've seen his little scrawls on everything. And I'm excited to hear what Slacks thought about all the beautiful art we have here. Slacks, how's it going, man?
Oh, that was art. Yeah, that was wonderful. You know, pro players. They're not the most creative, but hey, you know, we love them. They're fantastic. Hey, you know, I want to show you guys something a little creative. I bet you guys at home, wouldn't you like to know what it feels to be a pro player here at TI? I thought we'd do a little point of view. Everybody, pay attention to your screens. Audience out there, help me out. Let's give you the pro player experience. Turn this thing around. Here we go. All right, you're getting ready for the match. You're behind the curtain. You're nervous. You're a little scared. All right. They call out your name. Viewer number 7. All right, it's time to go. And there we go. The crowd goes wild. Oh, my God. Oh, the pressure is mounting. You got to get up to that stage. The world is waiting for you. Millions at stake. Will you be the greatest Dota 2 player of all time? Up on the stage. Yes, yes. Looking around. Oh, is that one of your favorite fans up there? Oh, they love you. Give them a nod. Look at one guy. Oh, yeah. All right, into the booth here. Here we go. Up the stairs. All that pressure, but all that dreams. Everything coming to this moment. We pull up the chair. Okay, sit. Yes. And we got it. But what's that over there? Is that the Aegis right there? Everything that you've been working for this moment? You found it? Yes, you have, and you're ready to go. And that's the experience. Kind of terrifying, isn't it? Oh, one guy liked it. All right.
I got to say, it was a mix of Slacks always making me laugh, but then also, whoo, heart rate gets up, you know, just that whole stepping out into the crowd. I mean, Peter, okay, you've had a little bit of this.
Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff.
I feel like Slacks' interpretation was really inaccurate. You know,
really?
What makes him qualified to empathize with us?
You know, that is a good point. If any of you recall, Slacks was part of the second place TI team last year. Slacks, an extraordinary competitor at the International year after year.
That's like saying this DC team is the same as last year's DC team. Come on, Sean.
I'll pull that off later, too. DC might make another run with the same name to top 2.
Well, they actually got eliminated yesterday, which was unfortunate.
God, really, tried as hard as I could.
I was disappointed. Yeah, it's fine, though. But I think one of the things you also think about when you go up on the stage, you got to watch out for those steps. Nobody wants to fall, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I fell walking down the staircase to get coffee yesterday, so.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You were just like, all of a sudden, just this like pool of person on the floor. And I was like,
yeah.
Are you okay?
But actually, I think most players are quite calm when they go out. I think they're like, focus on the game and just, I don't know.
I don't know about you, man. I mean,
I've been very calm actually.
Yeah, you're like one of the most calm people I know. I don't know, you get some butterflies going.
Yeah, no, I got butterflies just seeing. I mean, like, we're just in a hallway right now. Like, we have our own little crowd here, of course, but that's a huge crowd in the Key Arena. I mean,
it's
tens
amazing.
of thousands.
It is. But
yeah.
I think if you've done it like a couple of times, then you actually get quite used to it. But it's super awesome, of course.
Everyone at Key Arena is super supportive. So everybody claps, everybody cheers, and it's a nice time.
Always is nice.
I wonder if there ever be a team that gets booed. Think it's possible?
I really don't think so.
Like, because public enemy #1, like everyone just hates this team.
I mean, the thing is, I feel that everyone has their favorites, but the #1 thing is that everyone just loves seeing good games of Dota.
It's true.
What about Sumail in China? Did he ever get booed? I remember they hated him.
I don't think he got. The China fans are so nice. I don't think they would boo.
I think if there was one chance, it would have been maybe that.
Yeah.
You know what that means? It's the horn. It's time for the very first match to begin. It's going to be TL going up against Empire. Let's bring out the men in blue. It's Team Liquid. Team Liquid took one game off Invictus before falling to lowers against Team Secret. Pulled a comeback in Game 3 in order to advance to here today. And as Kuroki said then, he keeps trying to bring the fire into his team. He keeps trying to make sure they stay focused and stay motivated and don't get defeated. They will be going up against the scrappy Team Empire. You know, we've seen team after team come out of those booths after a win, have a little bit of relief, but still trying to stay focused. Resolution comes out, huge grin, smiles, cheers, waves towards the crowd. And of course, huge fans for Resolution, including up here on the panel.
He's been getting a lot of fans, I think, throughout these days and from last year, of course. But it's just that it just seems that he's really enjoying it as well. And I think everyone can get the feeling themselves from it as well. And that is also why they really like him.
Quickly becoming the hottest free agent on the market post-TI.
Yeah.
Even production teams want him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, he's a very charismatic guy, and he's very passionate about Dota, and he's one of the nicest people I know.
I mean, and what was so cool is we talked about this a little bit yesterday, that Empire looked a little bit centered around Resolution. It was a story kind of about his play. But then in the games yesterday, they looked much more holistic. It was like a team all having strengths together.
Sure. I mean, Resolution standing in with this team, he is the storyline. He is sort of the star of their story. But the rest of the team played really great yesterday. Ghostic played fantastically, and then FN on the Mirana was super impressive. He really brought his team back in that game.
Just feels that they're going further and further away from just trying to center it around Reso and trying to make the whole team work. And that is also why they have been able to win these games in the lower brackets.
And it makes it way harder for opponents. I remember we had someone up here, they're like, oh, we just wanted Resolution to play something that he couldn't really carry with. I forgot what hero that it was, but their entire draft was centered around making sure Resolution had a bad time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're too focused around one player, you wind up having a weakness in the drafting stage. And this is something that we've heard Team Liquid talk about, of course, that Miracle, one of their big star players, often they do lineup centered around him. But let's not forget about Matumba Man, one of the all-stars on TL.
Liquid's been on a really good streak lately, especially if we rewind to how you were doing from the lead up to Boston. You failed to qualify. What do you think changed? What is it that changed your momentum to enable you to start getting back on the right track?
I think after TI6 with the old Team Liquid, I think we felt a bit broken after TI. It was very harsh that we only got top 8. And then we had some problems with players, and I think we were all pretty cocky. We knew that something needed to change, so we kept Boba. To be fair, Boba wasn't the main problem. Last year, we weren't confident in what we did, but we tried to copy other teams, and it didn't work out well in the end, because you can't change the play style you are doing too much. You can take some heroes, adjust just a little bit, but the core play style has to stay the same, because you can't just change yourself.
How do you know when it's time to make a roster change versus, strengthening as the same team and questioning it again?
I mean, you really don't. It's just you think this player is not doing his job. It might be you. That's the problem, because Dota is a very complex game. Mm-hmm. So very small factors lead into situations in game, and sometimes it's very hard to tell who's the real problem, or are we bad teammates for not helping him to improve and all that stuff.
What do you think is different this time, other than the roster changes? What do you think is different?
No, we swallowed our egos and started working hard towards the end of the year, and here we are now. So won 5-4 tournaments, and to be fair, we didn't win the biggest ones, but we still won quite a bit tournaments, and I'm very confident coming into this TI. I think we have very good strategies prepared for this TI, and we're very confident in what we are doing. It feels a bit better to me.
Who do you want to see in the grand finals?
I'd like to play OG in the grand finals, actually.
Why?
It's just, it's my boy Finnish brother, Jerax.
Is there any incentive as a team, or do you not care to beat any other team in particular? I'm thinking in particular about Miracle, maybe wanting to get after OG a little bit, or maybe any of the rest of you wanting to prove yourselves against any one team. Is there any thought of that at all?
I don't think our players have any grudge matches against our teams. We don't really, we actually just aim for the championships. We just want to win. And we actually just want to be the best. And I feel like we have a great atmosphere right now in the team. And I think it matters a lot come winning that you are having fun while playing.
Matumba Man and Miracle often switch that 1 and 2 position. We've seen awesome Broodmother games out of Matumba Man. And I'm particularly excited because he said that, you know, they have their plans, they have their style, they don't want to deviate too much from it entering in, and I shamelessly want more Broodmother play.
We might see it, I guess, but it's not going to be an early pick. It's going to be 4th or 5th pick. So
I don't think it's ever been, I think it's only been a 5th pick by Team Liquid. And
it's just how the hero works now. You can't really pick it in the early phase. It's like the games that we watch as well. Like if Brood actually has a bad game in the beginning because she has a lot of counters, then it's not a good hero.
Yeah, I actually realized that was probably one of the most brutal games that we saw Team Liquid have, where they couldn't find a good spot for Broodmother, kept bouncing back and forth between lanes.
Brutal. Huh.
Hey! Bringing the top tier form on Thursday.
Anyways,
I'm talking about Merlini.
for this game, if you're playing against Empire and you see them draft team fight, and if you're Liquid, do you actually draft more team fight, or do you try and cheese them with like a Huskar Oracle or Broodmother or like a Lone Druid push?
I think maybe to try to split them up a bit. They might go for the Prophet on Mind Control.
I think Mind Control is one of the most underrated players in all of Dota, especially on Nature's Prophet. That's like his best hero, and that's one of the best heroes in this meta right now.
I'm curious to see if he'll be doing it. We've seen him on Bristleback quite often in this event. And it's time to get this match underway. It's our very first of the day. It's an elimination match, as all are today. Team Liquid versus Team Empire.
Team Liquid versus Team Empire. Game 1.
That voice is so dope.
It's so deep.
I know. I almost want to scream at the top of my lungs for days just to blow my voice out so I can just sound like that. Except I won't be doing anything dramatic.
I'm just waiting for the event that you are on, and it's a 9-day event. You can say, it's day 9.
On day 9, and then I'll be able to measure up to Machine's SCCC joke. God, that was top tier.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
Oh, Bounty Hunter. First pick out of Team Empire. Puck, of course, we've seen be very common, but Bounty Hunter making a first-time appearance at the main event.
Empire intentionally giving away the Coddle to Team Liquid and deciding that Bounty Hunter is going to be their tool to help fight it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is really bad at that timing once Keeper actually gets his Ags. We've seen that multiple times coming out from Team Liquid. Once they get their Ags, they push high ground with Gem or Gem in this situation.
You're sort of a Coddle specialist. What is Bounty Hunter? Like, what kind of problems does Bounty Hunter present for a Keeper of the Light?
It's just that you can't run around from lane to lane so much, and you're afraid of the Bounty Hunter finding you. You can't jungle as easily. So he's gonna slow down the Coddle's farm by a lot, I think. But at the same time, as I say, if he actually reaches to the point when he gets Ags, then Bounty Hunter doesn't do anything against him. They're going to group up, and Bounty Hunter is not good against team who's grouping up, and they're going to push them.
I'm curious if you can talk a little bit about the influence of Bounty Hunter in the later parts of the game, because in early game, he can roam around, he can mess with lanes, he can snipe couriers, but in late game, he seems so much focused on track.
Yeah, track will give all of your teammates movement speed and extra gold when you kill your opponents, but I think the movement speed is the main thing for track in the late game. Also, the vision can't be underrated. It makes connecting on kills so much easier.
And usually you really want to get an advantaged early on in the game by getting the track kills. So if you're not leading with gold like in the early mid game, then it's probably something that's going wrong. But if you actually win the fight late game with track kills, then you can actually like turn the game super
He also,
fast.
yeah, he enables a lot of heroes who don't farm particularly fast. You know, they can go for kills instead of creep kills, and they can get extra gold that way. So a lot of times we'll see a bounty hunter lineup have, you know, some softer carries, but actually scale decently well into the late game because they have so much money across all 5 of their heroes, not just like 3 in particular.
Wow, that's a great point. And also, you know, you brought up the vision earlier. We've seen some things out of Broodmother, and of course, Track being able to.
Bounty Hunter can also sneak behind enemy lines and place deep wards, which could potentially help him find Caudle as Caudle approaches other lanes and starts teleporting his teammates to him.
And interestingly, Liquid take Beastmaster over someone like say the Nature's Prophet. Both are good at pushing towers, but Beastmaster I think promotes pushing together a lot more than Nature's Prophet does, and also I think he's much better versus the Bounty Hunter than the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet can't split push without fear when there's the Bounty Hunter or Nyx in the game.
Beastmaster can have some laning problems though up against a Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is particularly good at getting on top of the Beastmaster if he's trying to offlane, or finding Beastmaster if he decides to retreat to the jungle.
So they only banned one of the pushing heroes in the Lycan, and there's still, I would say, the Lone Druid, which is, they've picked a lot recently, and I think you definitely want to 5-man if you're Team Liquid.
So here we have the Witch Doctor. This hero lanes incredibly well against Beastmaster because of the paralyzing cask bouncing between both the hero and the boar. And when that cask hits,
worse to just stun the boar and just kill it because the boar actually gives a lot of experience.
Yeah. Yeah, so without the boar in lane, Beastmaster, he doesn't really do very much. He's just this he's almost like a big melee creep with his axes just walking around.
Especially as Ben said here, if Liquid actually chose to go for the Lone Druid, then the Witch Doctor is very good against him as well, because also there we have a summon that the cask is gonna bounce around on.
Also, the eventual Necrobook coming out from Beastmaster can be stunned with that cask, which will be helpful, because I imagine there's going to be a timing, like Ben was talking about, where Team Liquid decides, hey, we're going high ground with Caudle Ags, and that is going to be the moment where Empire needs to put up an amazing defense.
And in terms of putting up that amazing defense, is it that they'll need to pick stronger anti-push heroes, stronger defensive heroes, or so they need to coordinate better?
Definitely some more team fight, I think, would be appropriate, but also they just need to have, they need to have all their core items. They need to have a certain amount of gold to be prepared and ready to take that fight, because Caudle hits this timing where, with his Aghanim Scepter, he becomes, as soon as he gets that item, he becomes so much stronger than he was, just a minute ago. It makes all the difference. So it's like almost like if you're not a burst of gold ahead of Liquid, that Caudle is like very, very valuable.
So it's more likely that they will go for more team fight in that sense than go for anti-push, because when Caudle has the Ags, the anti-push won't really do so much because he will just heal up the creeps. They're going to have Beastmaster boars and Necrobook, so they're going to be able to siege the towers anyway.
They can just have somebody TP back and then you port them back in with the Caudle ult. Pretty hard to split push. Also a lot of catch from Team Liquid. Spearbreaker, one of the more difficult heroes to split push against.
They have been answering the opponent's pick, almost every pick. Like the Bounty Hunter is a response to the Caudle, the Witch Doctor is a response to Beastmaster, the Spearbreaker is a response to Bounty Hunter.
And then Weaver is a response to Spearbreaker.
Yeah, so it's just it's very fun to see these drafts where they actually try to outdraft their opponent every time they pick.
I think that's where Dota is, and you need to, why not take advantage of your fourth pick?
Can you explain the Weaver's response to Spearbreaker?
Yeah. So Weaver is a natural Linken's carrier. So Spearbreaker generally wants to just charge somebody across the map, which he won't be able to do. He'll be able to break Weaver's Linken's globally. So if Beastmaster sees him, Spearbreaker could charge, break the Linken's, and then Beastmaster could roar him, and then burn his mana with Necrobooks and kill him that way. But having a Linken Sphere against Spearbreaker is super nice because he can't really touch you without help.
And if you actually see the Linken's pop on Weaver, then he knows that it's something that can happen, so he's just going to Sukuchi away.
Good way to sniff out wards or vision you didn't expect. But doesn't Weaver struggle a little bit until he has that Linken Sphere, because suddenly his invisibility doesn't allow him to evade Spirit Breaker as well?
He certainly can. Weaver does decently well up against melee heroes by just being a very mobile hero himself, but then also throwing out the Swarm, which is a lot easier to land on melee heroes.
Here comes the 4th pick, Brood.
Here's the Brood. Yeah, this is this is definitely a comfort pick for Liquid. I think that Empire is decently equipped to deal with it. They still have one more pick for their core position, and they could do something like a Bristleback or a Sand King, or they might be a little light on carry. But like I was talking about earlier, I think Bounty Hunter lineups can get away with having a little less carry than other lineups. So their options for a 5th pick hero up against Brood, I think, are much larger than they would be without the Bounty Hunter. Also, Bounty Hunter throughout the game, he's pretty good at catching out Broodmother.
He is.
At some point in the game, you can just put a Bounty Hunter, put a gem on Bounty Hunter, and he can just walk through the jungle and find Brood. And once you get track on Brood, it's over. You hit him once, and he's not moving.
The problem for Brood as well is that he's gonna be afraid of farming with his hero at like every camp in the jungle. So he's mostly gonna farm with his Spiderlings to not show, to not being able to show, so Bounty can track him. But that is also gonna slow down his farm by a lot.
He should win any lane that he's up against, though.
How is he against Puck mid?
I think he crushes Puck.
I think so too.
I think there's not that many mid heroes left. I think Ember is probably the best one that I can think of because he's also good for Spirit Breaker. Very hard for Spirit Breaker to catch an Ember Spirit out.
Well, Bristleback.
Bristleback's decent too, but we haven't seen FN play it as much as, let's say, the Ember Spirit.
True.
So
yeah, definitely a Resolution Weaver.
Yeah,
I would guess.
I do like Bristle, but I'm not sure about the hero player company. If it were Super, it would be Bristle.
It'd make a lot more sense, certainly.
In terms of win condition, I mean, we've talked a little bit about how powerful Oggs is for pushing with Keeper of the Light, but is Team Liquid going to be just, you think, exclusively focused on pushing in mid and late game as a for win condition? I mean, Spirit Breaker is so effective at...
You don't know what their last picks will be. They could easily do like last pick AM, and they have another way to win if they want to take it late. So.
They could do a couple of different options. They have a lot of vision during the day with Caudle and Beastmaster. But it's, it is kind of difficult to split push against Bounty Hunter because he places these deep wards and he finds out all the information about your team, and he knows, oh, there's 2 heroes on this side, there's 1 hero mid and 2 heroes down there. So we can send 3 heroes top and gank those guys. So you get a lot of information when you have a Bounty Hunter. So split pushing isn't always the best strategy. I think just finding the right timing, which I think they're definitely geared up to do here, and just going high ground and ending the game early, where Bounty Hunter really has a very low impact on team fights, is probably the play.
They're just really going to try to get some pickups early with the Beast and Spirit Breaker, and maybe Brood can kind of get some picks and make sure that the Keeper will get his Aghanims, and then they're probably going to try to force Roche or Towers during the day.
Does it almost feel like there's a clock on Team Liquid? They have to begin winning this thing sooner rather than later?
I don't think so.
It just depends how many kills they give up. I think how many track kills they give up is what's going to determine. I think otherwise they're fine going into the late game. Caudle and Beastmaster will have a huge impact for the vision of this game.
And the Necrophos is always like scary in the late game as well.
Batrider good at picking off the Broodmother, not particularly good in lane. I think Liquid, you got to watch out for Matoma Man on this Broodmother, make sure he doesn't get out of control.
Interesting to see the last pick Batrider, as he was often one of the first or second picks in virtually every game he's been in. But with the drafts being completed, it means it's time for game number 1 between Liquid and Empire.
Thank you very much, Day9. And indeed, another day begins here at the International 2017. Empire versus Liquid, an incredibly interesting matchup to start the day with. Empire, of course, having this run, Liquid being this incredibly dominant team that's ended up in this lower bracket. The drafts are out, folks. What do we reckon? We've got a Broodmother game.
It's looking a bit scary in the laning phase from Liquid. They also have very good ways to kind of deal with Bat later on into the game, like they were talking about. The Beastmaster, Hawk Vision, the Caudle once they get the Ags. Usually what I've been seeing from GH, he gets the Force Staff first, and then it's usually between the 20 and 28 minute mark. He gets that Aghanims up, and they go for that big push. I'm really liking what Liquid's got going here, though, for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much the panel says, it does feel like that. Obviously, they saw the Caudle, and it was clear that Empire, they feel that they have a plan in terms of the draft. But instantly, once that bounty comes out that early, Liquid, they have this lineup. They've got the Breaker. They've got a lot of good catch. Rezo, obviously, on one of his very comfortable heroes that we've seen here at TI, that Weaver that he's carried many a game upon. But they've got a lot of lockdown. This is a game where Lincoln's, it may not be enough to keep that Weaver alive in the fight, with lots of ways to break through it, and lots of big, heavy control, whether it be the Reaper's Scythe, the Primal Roar, that could cause issues for the Weaver.
Yeah, definitely. And tons of ways to break it. Like Mana Leak, there's so many ways that they can do that. And with these lane matchups that they're already kind of getting, it's going to be the Caudle and the Beastmaster bottom pressuring. So they have to, the Caudle has to watch his position, Beastmaster does a bit too. But if they have sentries down, they can just watch themselves wherever the bounty is As long as they can keep track of where Roger is, they can do very well in their lanes. Every single one is pretty much a winning matchup except for the Necro mid versus the Puck. Puck favors a little bit higher than that because of the base damage advantage. And it might be a bounty hunter lurking in between the lanes, so.
We'll see if he gets away with this as well. He's at the rune spot, Roger.
Already a charge coming out.
Will he be able to get this? He's going to try for it for sure. He gets himself on top of it, looks for it, and he'll take it. Empire get themselves 3 of the bounty runes there. Nice little way there for Roger and the gang to begin.
Let's take a look if they blocked any camps. So they did block 1. Oops, accidentally pinged. Liquid did actually block the pole this time around. So we've been seeing a lot of these dual pressuring aggro lanes just to make sure that they can't pull the wave back. And it's Dire, so Dire always wants to be blocking that pole camp since the lane meets at a better equilibrium.
Don't mind me.
And we'll see how much Rezo gets out of this laning stage. We've seen how many times previously, if Rezo gets a lead early, he's very good at playing it safe. Very few deaths I feel on Rezo as a whole throughout this tournament. Incredibly safe carry. Bottom lane already, GH trying to come in with the blast, but damage is returned. Down to half health, will be forced back, and it looks like at the moment this presence from the 2 supports on Empire down bottom doing a very good job at keeping this offlane away from resolution.
You can tell where their focus is. Yeah, they're like, okay, Rezo is our big winning condition for this game. It's like a single carry weaver, so he has to get an amazing start.
Look at this, in fact, with the cast, some decent bounces off the range creep. Allowing them to make a bit of a go here onto mind control.
Could be in some trouble though.
They are going to try and turn towards the bounty hunter charges there as well, but a little too far away, of course. Comes from the other side of the map. We'll see if he continues with it. It doesn't look like he's going to hold back. He's going to continue flying across the map here.
Liquid's very low on regen in this dual aggro. They actually
Kuroki might.
tangos.
Can they get away with this?
He's got a dust too.
Yeah,
they should be able to get him.
Potential first blood with Liquid surrounding Roger. Can they get him out of there? That's the question. But Poshka does have the cast. Resolution now turning. In fact, Liquid do have to be careful as well. Rezo gets the Shikuchi hit, but in fact it's going to be the mid lane where Miracle gets a solo kill onto FN. That was not expected, Fog.
That's never expected. That matchup can be very one-sided in some situations, but Miracle, very comfortable laner.
Getting a solo kill in that situation, absolutely huge there.
There must have been some overstepping of the bounds, maybe, or to try to get on the high ground and then just got chased out, unexpected damage. Kuro now, secondary dust thrown on.
Oh, he's ready to go for Roger again. Indeed, Roger. See how he plays his way out of this. Of course,
he just wants the bounty rune.
Oh, he's going to get it as well. And he should be fine getting out. No one else from the side of Empire heading over. Kuro getting away with that CS in the mid lane despite that death on the puck. Very even at the moment.
Yeah. Necro has a pretty high int gain, so your base damage gets better and better in that lane matchup as it goes on. And then the double nulls, of course, as we've been seeing happen very often in all those mid laners, just get double of your stat priority item, so you can just have an easier time laning.
Definitely the scariest lane at the moment being that top lane. The fact that this Brood is absolutely dominating this lane, Matuma Man.
He's getting eaten every time the spiders walk up. Very low armor hero, the Bat Rider. If he's able to get a lot of sticky stacks though, if he can see the actual Broodmother hero, he can get a dust off and they can probably turn and kill him pretty easily. But it's all about having that vision and knowing exactly where he is. Like with the Sentry Ward down.
The poor Rodrigo, Ghostic's trying to go, but still there's a lot of spiders on him. Kuro's going to be coming in with the charge as well. Firefly onto Matuma Man, does have a couple of stacks, pops the stick charges though, trying to man up onto Ghostic, and with the spiders he may just get this, no he can't.
Gets him.
He does get him, okay. Looks like Matuma, did he get out as well? He's out of range of the sentry, and he's fine now. No more detection on Roger. Matuma Man survives.
Saving all those stick charges. A little bit of a bait play there coming out from Matu. Playing the lane very well. And now they force movement, so Bounty Hunter went top, and now it alleviates bottom lane for GH and My Control to start attempting to pressure Rezo a bit. But like we said, they really emphasize on making him farm. And now they're actually turning on GH. They get the Maledict and the stun, and GH is going to die.
The bugs on both,
here.
yeah, GH.
Rezo might drop
surviving.
though, but he's got the stick charges.
He could turn and try and have a bit of a punch back into Mind Control if he wants. He's thinking about it as he heads forward, but well, with the Grenex Tree Wave come in, he will hold back. But at the moment, Empire, as you say, with the way they start the lanes, wanting to make sure Rezo has a good start, and they're certainly getting that. It's just that it's costing them up towards the top half. Mid lane, not so much. Sure, there was that one kill, but other than that, FN still standing pretty strong against Miracle in this 1v1 matchup.
That kill could be big, though, because now Miracle's going to get level 6 way earlier than the Puck does, so they actually have... Necro can go for kills on that Puck very easily with that Reaper Scythe. He's stepping up aggressively. Right? He went for it right away. Yeah, he's trying to just keep that puck at bay, and puck has to go back. Doesn't even have bottle yet, so no regen. Now it's going to be quite a Necro favorite matchup with that sustain. Cask actually bounces onto my control there. May have been able to get push cup the RNG. Wasn't like that. Roger, I think noting that FN's probably getting 6 soon, trying to make plays around the mid lane, but yeah, FN does have the shrine. It's about to be 5 minutes, so that'll be useful.
Still 1-2 at the moment. Matuma Man, I mean, the panel said this, you know, Peter was worried this could become the issue, and already, you know, this is a brood mother that has been pretty much untouched for the start of this lane. He gets involved in a kill. There was only the bounty that came up to try and have a bit of a look in on bringing Matumba down, but even Roger coming in, having the sentry there ready to go, it's not enough. And this Matuma Man brood is going to become very scary very quickly at this rate. Top of the CS. Roger, finding GH here in the jungle.
This is what Ake was talking about. It really just messes with your farm as a coddle, having that bounty hunter constantly poking you since your solo armor. Every time he hits you it's an immense amount of damage.
Mind control, looking for the courier, and he may just find it here with the wolves, and he does.
Gets it. That's pretty huge, actually. That surge of gold for the Broodmother and for the Necro mid is going to be very useful.
Roger will be able to steal the bounty rune here. They pop the dust, hoping to get him on the way out, but Roger did take the safer route up on the high ground. Meanwhile, down bottom again, look how low Ghost Stick is. Once more, this pressure. As soon as Kuro joins
Spiders
the forces of Matumba.
Yeah, too many spiders for him to try to turn onto Matumba. Without a pre-sentry ward down, being able to get those initial sticky stacks, he's unable to deal with all those spider
I mean, because of the pressure as well, Matumba putting on
bottom.
the top lane. Miracle feels safe to play aggressive mid. Roger actually gets the courier because of Miracle's aggression. Now they make a bit of a go. Dream Coils drop down. They quite have enough damage, though. It looks unlikely. He's still got...
He's very tanky.
You can't kill this Necro with just those two heroes, not at all. But
with the treads as well, he can, you know, tread swap with the stick plus the Ghost Shroud. It's very hard.
And in fact, now Roger's the one in trouble. Kuro and GH wrapping around. Do they have detection? They do. One more dust is out. GH to get the kill there with the Illuminate. And that GH's presence there, of course, being off the back, because I think you called it, what, GH?
He died bottom.
Taken down bottom.
Yeah, Rezo dove behind the tower for him, alone though. So Rezo's putting on aggression by himself, which is very important for them for that bottom lane. But the discrepancy between the Necro is really showing to that puck. 1,200 gold lead for Miracle here.
Yeah, the difference between the offlaners and the mid.
Look how deep he's playing too. May pay for it if there's some lucky bounces.
I don't know. Between
no
these
lucky
two,
bounces.
yeah, it feels very unlikely with the levels that Miracle has.
Without the coil, with all the stick charges saved up, that double or that 75% amplification from Ghost Shroud.
Bottom lane, Rezo, he's being got upon here. They've got the Primal Roar as well to lock him down. He
the bash?
does not have the ult up. He does have Shikuchi, and that's going to be enough.
That bash actually almost got him killed.
Time lapse now back and available as well for Rezo if he gets pressured upon again. We'll have that to rely on.
So they do have Lasso now on Ghost Stick, so same kind of scenario. They still need to have a pre-sentry ward down so they can see where Matu is, and then 1 or 2 stacks they can go for that dive with the bounty. But it's still a very hard kill with all those spiderlings around. Matu looks like he's going for a Deso rush too, and he's going to have it very soon, to be honest. He's about 500 gold away from that Desolator if he wants to get it right off the bat. It's pretty absurd.
Look at this mid lane. They're eyeing a Miracle. They do have Dream Coil to set up to allow Ghost Stick to close the gap. Has got Lasso. He will get it off, but already Miracle. He got the first heal. Now the charge from Kuro onto 3. Miracle is just going to look to turn. The Reaper sight comes down. Roger's gone. The rest of Empire have to back up. And this really is the problem now. Because of the start Miracle has, it takes so long to even get close to bringing him down that there's more than enough time for Liquid to react.
He's got so many stat items, plus the raindrop. So he absorbed a lot of that damage that was coming out from them. Since right now it's actually for the majority of Empire's heroes, it's all magical. It's really just the Weaver who's going to be delivering that physical aspect.
So much pressure on Resolution's Weaver to perform here because that is where Empire did put the focus on making the safe lane happen. But elsewhere, I mean, already just 9 minutes in, starting to get this 3k gold lead. And as you say, with Matuma's build, very close to having this Deso. It's going to be sort of a pre-10-minute Desolator. I mean, Liquid, they've got the lineup that they could just group up, they could push. Is one of the methods, as the panel were talking about, to deal with a bounty hunter lineup. And if things go Liquid's way, this game could be over around the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, he's got Deso. I mean, that's one of the fastest Desolators I've ever seen built up.
Empire have to somehow find some way to sort of stop this 5-man from coming together. GH will be found in the jungle. Resolution should be able to get the solo kill here. And indeed he does, so Rezo still doing as much as he can. Bottom lane, Maposhka getting gone upon by Mind Control. Rezo is coming in, Ghostic with the TP as well. Doesn't quite have the lasso, but with the Maledict upon Mind Control.
He's buying out all his items.
He's going to be falling low. He's going to go down. Rezo picking up the double kill. It's getting him up. He's now on the same net worth, pretty much, as Matumba Man.
Yeah, you know, they tri-lane to secure this Weaver's farm, and it's happening. But Bounty Hunter.
That's a massive courier. Look how much
that's
that
the Deso.
It had the Deso. I think it had the Veil.
Oh
what?
my goodness, that's such a...
That's one of the biggest courier snipes I think we've seen here on the main stage.
Yeah, it's at 10 minutes. Like, that fact that it's that early with that many items on it is super significant. Matu still is going to be able to pressure the top lane very well, though, as that Broodmother, and gets it down to half health, and more than half health.
What a snipe to have there.
Yeah.
We'll see how much of a hold it does put onto Liquid's momentum, but yeah, definitely a sizable pick off there from Roger. Roger very, very close to nearing that level 6 as well. So something that's certainly going to help Empire recover on these other cores.
They're going for
mid lane, yeah, he's gone on. Quite some time here. Still goes down. Maybe they can get a kill in return. This is a good paralyzing cast. And with the lasso as well, dragging Miracle back. Resolution's turned up as well with the bugs out. These would be massive kills. And with the Dream Core, they might just get them, and they do. They take down both Miracle and Kuroki. Big response there from Empire.
All four of them making that rotation in, literally everybody. Rezo being extremely involved, as he needs to be. You know, he's the strongest hero on his team at the moment, so he has to be making those rotations, those plays around first, to make sure that his team doesn't fall behind. Bounty about to get 6, as you were mentioning. Get that track online. Mind Control pops it randomly.
He's aware of it, yeah. Pops the dust straight away.
Through the scan first. So it did seem like he knew that the bounty was in the area. But now, same thing. Matu takes that top tower, another 1,400 gold. We have to wait for that courier, though. That courier has all of their big items on it, as you mentioned.
And I think, you know, Roger's courier snipe there may have sort of saved him dying immediately under the Reaper's scythe. If there was a Veil's Discord in that fight, he would have popped under the ultimate. Down bottom, gets the track out. FN in the neighborhood as well. They'll head forward with their own Veil, bursting this Spirit Breaker down, and with Roger closing the gap, they look to get this one. This is going to be a bit of a track kill, and they'll get it. FN takes the touch. Track kills begin to come into play. And Empire certainly starting to slow down that very much lead that Liquid had. It's still the 3K, but it started to level off at that moment. It was sharply veering in favor of Liquid. Empire managed to stabilize the lead that Liquid have. And
GH has resorted completely to the jungle now. Since his team is forcing so much pressure on the map, he has a lot of more room to try to farm that 4-step. They have a very strong push lineup, though. When they can actually group together with this Necro, with the Beastmaster. Oh, actually stopped the TP.
Absolutely worth there for Roger. Counts the TP. The build continues from Matumba, going for the Mask of Madness on this route, so certainly going to speed up the farm, speeds up the push as well.
Imagine if he had his Deso. He'd be even more farmed than this. It's
he's going to have
12 minutes, and he's got Deso, Mask of Madness with Soul Ring. It's absurd. Level 12 already on this Brood.
Down bottom lane, coming in with the smoke. They want to try and catch Mind Control straight in with the Blink Dagger reveal from Ghostic. They grab him, bring him back with a Maledict upon him. There's no hope here for the Beastmaster as Mind Control gets caught out, taken down. Another kill for Resolution, putting him closer towards that ultimate orb.
He's already got what? Yeah, he's going to have the fairly fast Lincoln Sphere. That's pretty relevant this game to not get picked off so much by the Spirit Breaker Beastmaster. But however, he does have majority of the kills on his team, so if he does get brought down, a big surge of gold will go toward Liquid if they're able to actually isolate him.
I mean, you see, well, sentry down. Liquid getting right back to the base before getting that courier out again.
Oh, that's good.
Making sure that there's no chance of Roger being in the neighborhood for the time being. Roger up towards the top.
If Matu lost this courier, he'd be so sad. He's got like 5,000 gold.
This is nice though. Straight away with the Mask of Madness, a large spider army in the Desolator.
And Medallion. They've got Beastmaster, they've got the Aura. They've got more than enough to bring this down.
This is going to fall down incredibly quickly, and with the position that Empire in elsewhere on the map, very unlikely that they're going to head over to this spot.
Matu's not even using Insatiable Hunger. That's how confident he is that they're going to get this one. So for the push, he's going to be able to use that for the fight. Just trying to hold on to it, to the ultimate as long as possible. 14 minutes. This Broodmother is a menace.
Yeah, and Liquid can seriously think about getting the push together once again, now looking towards some of these tier 2s if they wish. Rezo gets himself the Arcane Rune.
They can continue just forcing pressure and forcing Empire to react to them. Well, like we were talking about, the very important thing is GH's Ags. And slowly but surely, he's approaching it, just sitting in the jungle.
I mean, this is the big kill. They will have to do it twice. It looks like they may do it once. They have the track upon him, now trying to stone with the insatiable hunger, but he's held back by the Dream Coil. Matuma Man silenced as well. That's one kill. Can they do it a second time, though? GH in the neighborhood. Empire going to come back in. They've got the lasso. They saved it for the second round, dragging Matuma Man back. Tracks upon him again. Roger trying to fight him, and with the burst from FN, they'll take him down. Aegis gone.
3-man track as well.
Very nice kill there, bringing down the Broodmother twice. And taking the Aegis away from Liquid that quickly after they pick it up. Big plays there from Empire. Bottom lane, Rezo.
Batu's playing in a very aggressive stance there in enemy jungle farming. While his team's everyone else was completely away from him. Nobody else was playing around Matu there.
Well, maybe seeing if they can make a play happen here. Rezo and Roger. Eyes towards Miracle. The bugs are out upon him.
He's got no TP, so they will be chasing for a bit, but there is backup from Liquid approaching.
Mind Control doesn't quite have the Primal Roar backup. And indeed, yeah, a little too hard for Rezo and Roger to chase down.
Kuroki just went on a big warding expedition. Just got 2 very deep, actually 3 very deep wards, watching a lot of what Empire is going to be doing in the next couple minutes. And yeah, here we see the sticky napalm is super obnoxious for Broodmother, having one of the worst turn rates in the game, unable to actually focus on anybody with that insatiable hunger. And they're looking to go on him again.
They might get away with it. Ghostic, can he close this gap? Put the orb for him. Not going to jump in another moment, just trying to keep him forced back away from this. Again, this is sort of the similar sort of play that we saw from Empire in previous games, where they had the 4 of them working together. Rezo just given that bottom lane, making sure that Weaver continues to find the space.
He's got the Lincolns nice and early. 16 minutes with treads and Aquila.
6-0-2, a KDA that we've become very much used to seeing on Rezo in the early stages of a game. Very, very few deaths on this man.
They get the scan out onto what they would probably think is GH. GH has literally just been jungling still. So it's been about 7 minutes, getting closer and closer toward that Aghanims. Goes for the 4-step first, as always. But Liquid is very content with seeming to farm, letting Empire make mistakes and all the pressure. Roger
They're going in on him with the Veil upon him and the Reaper's side. There's no escape for that man. Resolution's going to try and turn the Ghost Stick, jumping forward with the lasso. Will grab the Spirit Breaker. Kuro down. They do lose 2 for in the long run, so Liquid are happy with this one. If they can get Rezo, that would be massive, but the Lincolns protects him.
Ghost Stick getting slowed up a lot here, but gets to the high ground.
So Liquid definitely showing us, once they could get a lead in like that, they can find the trades, come out on top. Matuma Man already sweeping back over to Empire's side of the map, has eyes on FN. Those resolutions around as well. Rezo sitting in the middle lane.
It really tells what Liquid's idea is in this game, the fact that he goes for the Deso rather than go for something like an Orchid. Because Orchid this game versus Puck versus Weaver versus Bat can be extremely potent so far, but he wants to be that big physical damage dealer because he is pretty much their one hero. They have a Necro who's going to be building toward that Radiance, as we see Miracle getting very close to it, actually. But he is the big physical objective taker. He's the one who hits buildings, so he doesn't really care about killing heroes. That's not the nature of Liquid's lineup. It's about that siege.
Again up top, Empire looking for the easier kills.
Oh, GH is they're gonna chase him down here.
With the blinding light and the 4-stuff, yeah, it's too much. Too much distance for Empire to close. They can look to put some pressure on this top tower. Ghostic and Roger in the neighborhood. Lasso. Back up in 25.
GH has like a specific formula. It's always like Tranquils, Windlace, and 4-step, so he's got that extra movement speed to get away from those ganks too. They're so comfortable playing around with this hero. Look at how much they're farming. They're all kind of like positioned around each other. Right now, it's not the time for Liquid to force anything. They're like, all right, finish up our next big items. The Radiance, of course, for Miracle, which is about 100 gold away. We have nothing else that's too massive other than the Ags on the Coddle and perhaps a BKB maybe on the Broodmother.
So playing GH and Mind Control in there for the defense. Empire, though, they still want to jump. Ghost comes in, Primal roars down to the Batrider. But Rezo, he's still ready to fight. Throws out the bugs. There's the track as well. Connection onto GH, forces himself back. But Rezo and Roger chase him down at the tree line. That'll be 1-track kill. Now Mind Control, he's surrounded by 3. Does at the back of Akuro, coming in onto Ghostic. Ghostic will go down, but Empire looks like they may just have to clean up. The Shuriken bounces. Double kill for Rezo. They're into the trees as well. Looking for Kuroki. He'll pop the stick charges, trying to juke it out, but with the track vision, there's no escaping.
He's godlike already.
Triple kill for Rezo, all track kills as well there. As he's very close to having that diffusal blade done. In fact, taking this tower will pretty much put him in that position. Mid lane, Roger Let's get the track onto Matuma. Rezo already there in position.
God,
Rezo, I don't know
eats him.
can he go for this on his own? It's a little bit tricky, this one. This spider is incredibly scary. And with Miracle there, Rezo's got to be careful. Will time-lapse back out of it, knows that this is not a kill he can take.
The damage from Insatiable Hunger and Desolator.
Intrigued to see what Matuma Man goes for next as well. A lot of money on this spider. Almost certainly considering his options. I mean, are there any sort of items that scream out as incredibly good to have early on in this game?
BKB is decent, just the magic resistant, the magic immunity versus bat and puck. Or you can go for the Manta to remove that obnoxious track all the time. To the more defensive ones.
Right, Rezo.
Rezo's just non-stop
wanting to
pressure.
play around with this. They've got the puck here as well. FM ready to go. Drops down the Dream Coil. Mind Control. He'll turn. He does have a Primal Roar, but he's silenced up. There's no escape for this Beastmaster, and Rezo just continuing the streak. 10 kills already on this Weaver. Yet to die, and that was without the Diffusal. He has that now as well.
13 of the 14 kills with Rezo running around.
Absolutely insane. Mid lane Maposhka will be fine. Miracle. Not quite close enough to get off that Reapers. To hold him back. But overall still, as we can see, slight net worth lead here for Liquid.
Yeah, just about 4K.
Just the fact that Miracle and Matsuba farming a little bit better, but it's incredibly close.
Yeah, does look
GH though, I mean this, it's going to be another freebie here for Rezo and the gang. Tracks out as well, and I mean Resolution,
they're just giving him every kill.
Loving his life, and this is insane. Rezo is going to be such a threat this match, if he's not shown to be one already. This Weaver becoming a massive issue. Matuma Man, indeed, as you suggested, going for the Manta style. To give him a bit of a chance against these silencers, these tracks. Top lane, Kuro jumped upon by Ghostic. It is only Ghostic and Roger. We'll see they have enough damage. Flame Break out does cancel the charge there. And with him in the Firefly, that should about do it, and it does. Another kill. And I've got to say, 21 minutes into the game, this is so many track kills.
Yeah, he's already hit the level 12 threshold on the Bounty Hunter, so that's where it actually becomes a lot more useful for your teammates and for yourself. That increased gold that you get. Rezo mid.
Being eyed up by Matuma and Mind Control. They do have the Primal Roar, but again, without Lincolns, it's hard to make a go. In fact, there's the wraparound around for Roger. FN drops the Dream Coil. Tracks start to get laid out. They've got him onto both. Dead Forms there as well. Matuma getting bursted down low. FN coming forward for the Reaper side down to Rezo. It's not enough. Time lapse is out. Resolution survives. Turns back towards Matuma Man. Matuma, can he survive with the Insatiable Hunger? He can't. Matuma Man's down. Kuro looking to charge forward, trying to get the Witch Doctor. Will find it. The Resolution survives. It's just a 1-for-1. Empire only losing the support. Again, getting track kills, a big kill as well, bringing down Matumba, who was at the time top of the net worth.
Rezo living again, though. He's becoming way too big. It's becoming a massive problem. Another track
and
kill.
he just picks up line control. In fact, maybe he's got a double damage. Rezo's got a double damage. This is so damn scary. Looks towards Miracle and Kuroki. He'll take the tower first under their nose. And now he says, now I'll come back to look towards you. Does get back up. Can he get out of this one? He's bringing Miracle down there with the Shikuchi. He does it.
Oh my God.
As well. Ghostic with the lasso. Grabs GH. Brings it back. They get the full team wipe. Empire here on this main stage. Dominating Liquid in these team fights. Resolution going absolutely ham, and it isn't just the Rezo show, it's his full team enabling him. The track plays Roger on this Bounty Hunter. Just getting so much done for the team. And you see Rezo, he's just focusing the tower. He wants the tower first, then he turns back for the kills. And again, playing on the edge of his life, does not have time-lapse yet to rely on, and he just swags it out of there with the Shikuchi.
It was actually so close to him dying there. But you see how aggressive he's playing? There's like no downtime right now for Rezo. Every single situation, it's not like he goes back to farm. He just goes, looks for a rune, goes for a kill, non-stop looking for GH to try to punish Liquid. Since he is still pretty hard to kill. The only real thing that they have for him is the Spirit Breaker, but with that Lincolns, it's a very tough thing to bring down. This Weaver is very elusive. Now with the full Maelstrom picked up, going to be going for the BKB next. When he's got that magic immunity, it's going to be very scary for Liquid. But now, Liquid's draft is all about getting that Aghanim's timing, and it's getting closer and closer. 1600 away for GH now.
Now Roshan is up. We'll see if either side looks to take it. We saw previously how quickly Liquid can find it. But Liquid themselves, they will get a free pick here. Roger caught out in the river. Reaper sight down, make sure that bounty's out for as long as possible. Well, 65 seconds without that Bounty Hunter.
Liquid's gotten pretty tired of all these invis mechanic bugging them so much so, yep, gem picked up. No more of those shenanigans for
They need
Empire.
to control both Roger and Rezo.
They're having too much impact on the map, just knowing when to take fights. Rezo's just showing up to all of them from that bounty hunter, giving him all the vision. Roche is back up now. Does get scouted out. And Liquid has a very good team to Roche with his Insatiable Hunger and the Beastmaster.
They got away with it last time. Liquid looking like they have a pretty good shot at getting away with it again. Rezo is in the neighborhood though. A couple of hits on Takura already. Linkers will be procced. He has to be a little careful now in case he gets locked down further. He tried to turn towards Kuro, but the charge is can they get the kill? No, Rezo! He's forced out! Rezo will survive for the time being. No, the Reaper side comes in! Massive kill for Liquid! Now they can look for more. Miracle up on the high ground. Did get dragged back by Ghostic. Empire have to back off. With Rezo gone,
dead for 90 as well.
Such a huge kill, an insane amount of gold as well going towards Miracle, about 850 for that. Ending the streak.
Yeah, and experience as well. That's a very over-leveled and over-farmed Weaver, so they get a chunk going for them. And this is perfect. Now they get the Aegis and the Cheese. They're starting to pick up more ways to break that Linken's, now with Dagon as well. So that's the thing, is that they don't have a crazy amount of stunts for the Weaver, but sometimes Spur Breaker can just be enough with the Beastmaster as well.
I mean, we saw there as well, Rezo maybe relying too much on his team, getting a bit overconfident, and he did decide to stand the ground and try and finish off Kuroki.
Yep.
But it really did come back to bite him, and now 50 seconds without the Weaver, with an insane amount of pushing power from this Broodmother. Empire could lose a lot here in this mid lane if Liquid wish to stick around with this Aegis. We'll see how well the rest of the four of them can keep them out of it. But they're standing their ground. Now with the Maledict and the Dream Coil, Matuma's got to be careful about Matuma.
He's dead once, but he's got Aegis.
Will they go back in now the Aegis is gone? That's the question. Miracle gets the tower at least. And Liquid will back off after that. So Aegis expended, but it did get them that tier 3 tower. Now they can look to the shrines.
Yep. Aghanim's is about to be done now. That's the most important thing. And Beastmaster's also building for a Halberd, so more and more ways to break that Linken's. All they're looking for. If they can just have that disabled, then it's super hard for this Weaver to actually get in the fight. He's elusive, but not once his Linken's is down.
Yeah, and as we saw that just there, if Rezo's out of the game, Liquid have pretty free reign to do what they wish in terms of pushing, taking objectives against the other four. They need Rezo alive for that.
Yep.
Hard-hitting physical damage.
FN's starting to get up there too. No, 4-1 and 6 on this puck.
And we'll see it again here. I mean, it's a resolution, as you can see. He turns back towards Kuro. Feels like he can get the kill, but immediately, once that charge comes through, does get the initial time that's off, but Miracle beautifully holds onto that Reaper's Scythe. Make sure it's there for the second time, and the big kill is granted for Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid knows they just need to pretty much expend everything on this Weaver. Yeah. The other ones, you know, their damage, they can be annoying, but it's nothing in comparison to what the Weaver's doing.
Now Liquid is ready to come down mid again. The wall's working on the shrine.
Empire needs BKB on Weaver, and a secondary Linken's would actually be super useful.
Matuma comes forward, but he will get caught under the sentry. First track's out, they'll knock him back with a flame break. Has the man to start death forward as well. Ghostic being charged upon, he'll get Yuled up. Liquid, Miracle, Kuroki closing the gap, jump forward with the Nether Strike to Reaper's side. That's Ghostic down for 80 seconds. Already on the back
getting
line.
isolated.
Resolution's gone as well.
There's no buyback, that's 70
He's
seconds.
70! Empire, they may begin to crumble as Liquid seemingly breaking them apart here. They'll get the mid-racks off the back of that. Ghostic buys back, but nothing they can do to keep this mid lane alive.
The heals, it's now nighttime though. Liquid has to retreat completely, but like we were saying, that 24 to 28 minute mark is pretty much where I always see GH get that Aghanims online, and Liquid makes that push time.
They're so good at playing around it. And Rezo, he can't afford to get caught out there like there. We saw him try and come in from the back lines, get himself involved.
Needs the BKB, like we said. He needs it now at this point to deal with that gem that Mind Control's picked up. He can't be that elusive, obnoxious hero that he was before, weaving into the back lines, finding GH and isolating him. They always see him when he runs in now.
Yeah, especially with this Dagon, scaling up on Miracle.
Yeah.
They get any sort of lockdown onto Resolution, and they will be able to easily burst him.
Now we've got the
the last
BKB
couple of times.
for Matu, build that we kind of expected, the Manta BKB versus what Empire has to dish out.
FN, he's going to be spotted out here. They've got the charge upon him.
He can pick up the Linken's here before he goes out.
And he does.
Got it finished.
That's the Lincoln's purchase.
Still getting charged out though. Does have boots of travel, so he's pretty speedy.
He's got Orb again in a second. See if he can continue to play around with Liquid. There's the Dream Core holding back Kuroki.
Should be fine.
And that indeed will allow FN that free pass to get back to base. Resolution, yeah, in terms of that BKB, still a bit of a while to go. About 2,000 and they'll have it.
They've got a couple minutes though, downtime for the. They've got about 2.5 minutes till Liquid groups up again and goes for that push. Aegis isn't the important. Aegis and Cheese doesn't really matter for what Liquid has. All they care about is daytime for that Aghanim's Coddle. Empire trying to take advantage of that with the smoke.
Let's see what they can.
They know something's up. They actually started pinging it. Beastmaster, see my control started pinging. He had the Hawk overhead where they were smoked up.
Yeah, Liquid well out of the path here of Empire. And very much grouped up on this high ground. In fact, if Empire do continue to move around, Liquid themselves could look to have the favorable position to fight. And they are still continuing. The walls around the posture. He's going to try and TP out here. Will he make it in time? He does the charge. Not quite close enough to connect.
Unable to find anything during that nighttime. Still about almost 2 minutes left on it. See if Empire is able to do anything still with that, but Rezo Show's trying to get closer and closer to that BKB, 1,300 away. That's what they mean. They need that BKB to take the fight versus Liquid at that next daytime.
I mean, and then sure, when he has the BKB and the Lincolns, he's going to be harder to catch, but there's still ways that they can work around it. They have multiple ways of still breaking that Lincolns through the BKB. So if Liquid's execution is absolutely tip-top, they can still control him, and they can definitely still kill him with the damage that Matuma Man's offering, with the punches. I mean, even with just mind control, having that aura, getting a few bashes through from Kuro.
Ghostic doing a favor for everybody, telling them the rush timer.
They have got to watch out.
Just, like, playing Weaver versus Spirit Breaker is so difficult, just because how naturally tanky the hero is, and just how easily he can actually lock you down with his 2 spells, because, you know, BKB piercing disables. And Rezo trying his best to get that BKB though.
Exactly the rest of the way that the lineup of Liquid's going as well. Matumba queuing up the Basher. I mean, once he gets Basher Abyssal, even harder for Rezo in these fights. He really has to keep his distance.
30 seconds till day. Liquid's already got the lanes pushed out. Bottom lane is not in a great spot for them, but they don't care about that bottom lane. The only one that really pushes hard on Empire is Resolution, so they want to do their push timing, and they push very hard with that Beastmaster.
Empire's got to get back and do something about this. Miracle still with the cheese ready for this push. That Dagon scaled right up as well. They catch anyone, they should be able to instantly get themselves that kill with the Reaper's Sight. 5 seconds and Rezo will be able to TP back for the time being. He's putting the pressure on that bottom lane. It's to try and get that tier 3. Slowly but surely he's going for it now. He'll TP back. There's the charge onto Miposhka. Dream Coil will hold the cover of the back, but Ghosting comes in, grabs him, mind control, drags him right back. The Death Ward down as well. Mind control, falling low, he's gone. Matuma Man will find the kill of the Witch Doctor, pops his BKB, moving towards Ghosting. Resolution on the side, trying to work in onto Miracle. Miracle has the Ghost right out. Resolution BKB'd as well, but they've lost Ghosting. Matuma Man just manning up, moving in. Rezo, can he find Miracle? Is getting close and he will. Does take Miracle down. They're holding back Liquid. Matuma Man does finally get the tier 3 charge. The connection, the bash. No! Time lapse just in time from Resolution. Now looking back towards Kuroki, tracks out upon him. Double kill for FN. Matuma Man and GH, they're still in the base. Can they actually get out away from these two? There's going to be a buyback from Kuroki, looking to try and get back in the fight and help out. GH healed up by the blast. Rezo falling low. He does not have the time lapse again. He's got to be careful. GH indeed bringing him in. And Rezo, he's going to get taken down. Down for 80. And now with Rezo gone, Liquid, they'll be able to easily clean up a second lane of Rex. There's still the tier 2 down bottom. We'll see how much Liquid can do. I don't know if they can necessarily go for the game. I mean, the mic drops back up in a second. Maybe they can just look to finish it now.
They can just keep recalling everybody.
Miposhka's got Matuma Man just becoming this absolute beast of a spider. They cannot deal with him. And as we saw then, you know, GH just bringing the team in, and with the 4 of them there, they may be able to just go for the game. 50 seconds, no Rezo, no Witch Doctor. I don't think Empire can stop this. The push is too much from Liquid.
The Illuminate heals, the Blinding Light, just everything coming into factor there. Just too much for Rezo to kind of deal with, and being able to, for Kuroki to buy back.
I mean, they're trying their best, but immediately the Blinding Light making sure the Ghosting cannot get him out of there. And now with the Ancient exposed, GG is called. Liquid, so damn good with utilizing the Keeper of the Light. GH pulling together that final finishing push.
You can just see how comfortable they are on it. It's literally like,
so
it's so methodical, and it's, all right, it's like a minute and a half before daytime, they already start solving their lane issues, and then they all gather up and go toward that top lane. Kuroki buys back, And this is the power of the Coddle. If he doesn't die early on in the fight, he can always just keep recalling people with the buybacks as well, etc. They can always just keep outnumbering. Mind Control died right away at the start of the fight. That was like the perfect execution from Empire, but Liquid just a bit too strong at that point with that daytime heal.
Yeah, they had the perfect out for that game, they're Liquid. They knew how they needed to finish it. They hit their timing. And again, despite Rezo's great play, great farm, incredible start in that early mid game, the couple of times he was caught out, didn't have buyback, very little that Weaver can do in response there. And I really think, obviously teams before this have totally said the Keeper of the Light, you can't let Liquid have it. I think we're seeing here why. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see this come up again in the rest of the drafts.
Yeah, they play just so damn well around it. He always gets his Aghanims around the same exact timing.
Yeah.
And with the Matu Brood as well, that's also something that people could start considering banning in the 3rd, 4th.
Absolutely. Well, Liquid's Keeper of the Light play looking pretty unstoppable. We'll head back to the panel, see what you guys have to say about it. But Liquid leading the series 1-0 at the moment.
I mean, we echo exactly what you say. Stuff happens, GH gets Aghanim Scepter, and then good game. I mean, before that point, we were all looking to Empire. The Bounty Hunter got, what, 10, 12 track kills in a really short period of time. Resolution was 10-0, 12-0?
They were doing a very good job at trying to keep the call down and just getting kills all over the place. So the game looked good for Empire in the beginning, but as Owen and I think one of you said, yeah, and the Fogged Off, of course, when GH gets his Aghs, then stuff happens and they get kills, they push, and the base is gone.
Definitely changes the game. It becomes something different. Okay, Coddle has Aghs. How are we going to deal with this? When before it's just Coddle. I think that it's pretty admirable for them to just give Liquid Coddle. Obviously they came in with a plan. They said, okay, we're going to play Bounty Hunter up against Coddle, and it looked like it was working for quite a while. I'm sure they would contribute to a couple of mistakes along the way, but I imagine we'll probably see it banned next game.
Yeah, and I mean, if Bounty Hunter gets to do what he wants to do, in theory you'd expect that if your strategy was having that as a central piece that you would win. And what do we see? Bounty Hunter not only getting the track kills, but the 2 key courier kills back to back. Yeah, the first courier dies, it responds, and it comes out with 2 Mithril Hammers, most of the ingredients for a Veil, a Wind Lace, a Clarity. I mean, it was like a $5,000 courier just went busto.
That is actually like game breaking or game losing for them to actually lose that courier, but they managed to pull it off anyway.
Yeah, people need to be a little careful around Liquid with these push lineups, especially when Coddle is there. They've been playing a ton of Broodmother, a ton of Necrophos, tons of Coddle, and they've just been ending games as soon as they can.
It's been really fun to watch. And if any of you are joining us just here this morning, Team Liquid is currently up 1-0 versus Empire. And if you missed any of the action yesterday, there were some extraordinary results. Let's take a look at what happened.